Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll start the session now. So, due to Diwali, I think more options are there. After Diwali, they may want to join. Anyway, today we are going to discuss about the introduction to the software testing. That is the first concept we have. Introduction to software testing. So, in this, what are the topics we are going to discuss? Miss? First, what is software testing? If I go for software testing, what are the advantages of software testing? Advantages of software testing. Then difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. What is the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure? Next thing, some of the major activities in software company, such as what is coding, what is testing, then defect reporting, debugging, and bug fixing. After that, I will go and explain to you types of software testing, such as what is manual testing, what is an automation testing, then after you understand these concepts, you can able to know it is required skill set for QA tester. You want to get a job as a test engineer, what type of skill set required to you, that we are going to get the clarity after this first topic is completed. Okay. First one we have the software testing. So before going to the software testing, what is meaning of software? You have to know it is. Software nothing but in simple way, set of instructions or programs. Set of instructions or programs to perform related business transactions in a system. So software in simple set of instructions or programs to perform related business transactions in a system. Example, if I go hdfcbank.com, or if I go for the notepad application which I'm using, like this. If I go for the Zoom online meeting application, like this, we have the n number of software available. A number of software available. Now, Generally, if I go for hdfcbank.com, understand? No? If I go for the hdfcbank.com application, to whom it is developed, where it is going to be developed, it will be developed in a one software company, right? A software company. Assume that it is an Infosys. Infosys company developed this HDFC Bank application output. They are going to develop it is. hdfcbank.com. Right. But here, who is the responsible to develop the software? There will be development team or programmers who are the responsible to go for the develop the software. Perform coding to develop the software. But here, what features we have to develop in hdfcbank.com? These developers will take their own ideas to develop the software. This feature we can implement, or this way with this color we can give for the screens. These are the components we can maintain. No. So the software company also needs some inputs to develop the software. They need some inputs to develop the software inputs. From where they are going to take? From the client. Client means who needs software. Who is client for this HDFC Bank? HDFC is the client. There, business requirements are going to be collected. So business requirements will be collected. Whatever requirements are collected as per that requirement, suppose a new customer registration, user login, change password, fund transfer, like this type of a number of requirements will be there. These all the requirements collected. According to those requirements, developers are going to develop the software. Whenever the software is developed, whenever that software is developed, okay, then in company, what they do, that application directly will not be delivered to the client. That application will be given to the separate testing team. Separate testing team where test engineers are going to be there. Where test engineers will be there. Okay. Now this test engineers will go for the testing. Separate testing team will go for testing. That is nothing but where we are going to call software testing. If it is okay, then only the software will be delivered to the client. It's working fine, then only software delivered to the client, that is HDFC, to use it is. Okay, but here what we have to test in that software, so what we have to test in that software, so whatever requirements are given by the client, these requirements we
Client
have to take
requirement
as
based
a
on
reference. According to those requirements, some documents we have to prepare, then we have to test it is. So review on requirements. What client need, we have to study it is. The documents will be given to you. According to that, as a test engineer, we have to identify test scenarios. We have to identify the test scenarios. Then, after scenarios identified, prepare test cases. Prepare test cases to go for testing it is. Whether this software is working correctly or not. This is what the software testing we are going to cover. Understand what is software testing now? We can say like this. Software testing. So it is a process used to it is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developed software. See, it is a process used to identify correctness, completeness, and to measure quality of developed software. In other words, we can say software testing performed to ensure client business requirements. Whatever requirements are given by the client, those requirements are fulfilled in software or not. Software testing performed to ensure client business requirements in developed software. In other words, we can say software testing is a combination of verification and validation. Software testing is a combination of verification and validation, like this. Now, for better understandability, let us see. So, what is meaning of correctness? What is the meaning of completeness? And what is quality software? These things we have to know it is. Correctness means, suppose if I go for the calculator, various components are there or not? Any software we have the various components. In this page level only we do testing, not in the programs level. So in this component, now with multiply operator, I want to test whether it is working properly or not. So 5 multiplied with 9. Click on equal to. You got 45 or not? You see that you got 45. Okay, pause. So that means what? Whichever components we performed operation, those components are working fine. Those components are working fine. Right. This is what we have to see that every component working properly or not. Whichever components or features are implemented. Check that implemented components or features are working as per our expectations or not. So when you go for like this kind of thing, what we are going to call validation activity. This is called validation activity. Right. Completeness means same calculator if I opened here. What is the purpose of this calculator? To perform different kind of arithmetic operations. To perform different kind of arithmetic operations. So check that all the required components are implemented or not. Required features are implemented or not. We have to check this. That is what the completeness. Let us assume that in this calculator, if they may not given the plus operator, will you say it is a complete calculator? No, such a way. Check that all the client business requirements are covered in software or not. This kind of activity where we are going to call verification activity. That is software testing all about verification. What client need, those are covered or not in the application. And whatever they implemented, those are working properly or not. We have to check it is. That is the correctness, completeness we are going to say. Then talking about the quality software, how we can define quality software? Majorly, two persons prospective, we can define the quality software. So majorly, two persons prospective. Like who are those two persons here? From producer. That means the team which is involved to develop the software. From producer point of view, from producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, from producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements and the end user, that means who is going to use the software, and end user point of view, who is going to use software, their point of view. From end user point of view, when application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. Okay. Sima. From producer point of view, producer means the team which is involved to develop the software. End user means the person who will going to use software. Okay. However, some major factors depend on the quality software. Following are the major factors depends on quality software. Following are the major factors depends on quality software. First one is budget. That means software should be developed within the specified cost. In general, there will be some agreements with the client. There will be some agreements with the client. So how much cost we are going to take to develop the software, the initial. Make sure the software should be developed within that specified cost. Okay. So within the specified cost. Second one, in time release. In time release. If client expecting the project, if client expecting the project within 8 months of time. So make sure you need to deliver the software within that time. 8 months means within 8 months. Then only customer satisfies. Finally, whatever we are going to deliver, that should be reliable. Reliability. So reliability means we can say like this. It should meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. In terms of functionalities. Next one, meet client expectations. So like compatibility. The same functionalities means what are the operations we are doing. Suppose notepad is there. So open new file or close, save or save whether functionalities, transactions to perform. But the expectations compatibility means if it is a web-based application, can I use this application on different browsers or not? Can I use this application on different browsers or not? So user interface, how the application looks like, how this application looks like. User interface, usability, is it easy to operate or not? Recovery, data recovery, any problems we got? Security, so how much privacy it is providing your application to perform operations? Privacy. Maintainability, later stages, any changes I want to do, is it easier or not? This kind of factors we have to check in this. So quality software. If you observe here, first two comes under non-technical factors. Generally, business analyst or project manager who is the responsible to go for these factors. Whereas these two are the technical factors. As a QA tester, as a test engineer, we are the responsible to test the developed software as per these requirements. Right. Like this. What are the advantages of software testing? Advantages of software testing. So in present scenario, every organization will maintain the separate team to test the software, right? So what are the advantages we have when you go for the software testing? First thing, software testing will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. Software testing will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. That means right software we can able to deliver to the customer. Second point, software testing will reduce maintenance cost for a project. Software testing will reduce maintenance cost for a project. So that maintenance cost means once we deliver the software to the customer, while using that software, while using that software, if client got any issues, if client got any issues, to rectify those problems, whatever amount client is going to spend, that expenditure we call as maintenance cost. In simple, repair cost. So we can reduce it. How we tested, we delivered the quality software, right software to the customer. Customer will face less problems. Whenever less problems, low maintenance for the project. Low maintenance for the project. Right. Next one. It will help to stay in a business. It will help to stay in a business. That is, for software company point of view. Because whenever my company deliver the right software to the customer, once he's satisfied with my service, my company will get the good reputation in the market so that more orders we are going to get, more projects we can do, more business we are going to do it is. Next thing, it will help to deliver bug-free software to the customer. Not the bug-free problemless software we can able to deliver to the customer. These are the advantages of software testing. Okay. Advantage of testing. Software testing will help to deliver reliable software to the customer. Software testing will reduce maintenance cost for a project. It will help to stay in business. The software company point of. Fourth one, it will help to deliver a bug-free software to the customer. Right, these are the advantages we have. Now,
Bug means error,
what is
sir.
the difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure? Difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure. First one, if I go for the error, it is a human mistake which is identified in programs level or source code of the application. Source code of the application. If I go for any page here, the page will have some code it is. Developers will write some programs. So in the code level, if they identified mistakes, that we are going to call error, we are going to say. That is error. Example, there can be logical error and syntax error. Logical error, syntax error. Example, see my actual requirement is like this. A plus B multiplied with C. A plus B multiplied with C. Then when we that is the actual requirement. When I ask the one developer here, he written the code like this. Like this he written. Another developer has written the code like this. A plus B like this. If you observe the first one, this is comes under logical error because given instruction is understandable. Whatever instruction is given, the instruction is understandable, but going to generate the wrong output for us. Okay, so given instruction is understandable, but it generate wrong output. Next one, syntax error. Why there is a open bracket is there? Where is the end bracket after A, after B, or after C? That is not clear. The given instruction is not understandable, right? Not understandable. Any language, some format will be there. The format should be followed to understand. That is a problem here. So actual requirement is like this, but developer one is given like this, developer two is given like this. Both are comes under errors, programs level. Developers vocabulary it is. Developers vocabulary. Next one, defect. What is defect? Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. So what is that here? So let me show directly the one application is there here too. So what is that application? Is the page is there. In this page, login functionality is there. That is the functionality which I want to test. Login functionality where I want to go for the testing. Login functionality. So assume that if I am not going to enter the username and password values, if I am not enter username, password values, if I click on submit, what is the expectation? Error message should be displayed. If I have not entered the username and password values, if I click on submit, error message should be displayed. Now see how it is going to respond for us. When I click on submit, what is saying my here? Login successfully. Why it is login successfully doesn't matter for us. Okay. So here, so but there's a deviation you got or not. What we are expecting error message, but what is the behavior successful login operation? This is what we are going to call defect. So how we can say it is means it is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT, not in the code level, page level. That is AUT means for application under test. It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. That is called defect. So what is the defect I shown to you here? Example. So defect one, application allowing customer to log in without entering login credentials, without enter the application allowing customer to log in without entering login credentials. This is a defect, it should not allow. So like this, if you identified, then what we have to do as a testing engineer, when you got the problems here, we are not the person to solve those problems in the application. Then who is going to solve it is? So developer has to solve it is. Developer has to solve it is. Okay. So defects once identified, we are going to report to the developers. And developers will go for the review on the defects. Okay, now understand here one note as a create tester or goal of create tester. When our application given for us to go for testing, what is your goal? Means goal of QA tester is to identify defects. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. Goal of QA tester is to identify defects. When those are resolved, then software quality improves. Then software quality improves. Right. Then bug. Who has to solve developers? Whenever developers are accepted about defects which are reported, then those are called bugs. So that is confirmed defects. Whenever developers are accepted our defects which are reported, then those are called bugs, the confirmed defects. Next one more, failure. Failure means whenever defects are reached to the end user or a client, then it is called failure software. Whenever defects are reached to the end user or client, then it is called failure software. Now, that means only one, two functionalities are not working. You can't say software is failed. So that means more number of defects may cause system failure like this. Okay. So is it clear, so far? What are the topics we discussed? Sujana, Reddy, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we don't know about the other students. Can't say anything because there's Dasra in actually offline students also going hometown. Busy. Tomorrow also you join the session. We'll see how many of the students are going to join. Based on we'll decide whether we can go for the Monday onwards we can start sessions or we have to continue session. So try to join tomorrow also. We'll decide it. So tomorrow I will going to correct your numbers to share the notes. Okay. So there's a class for us today.